Hello, it's Sarah here. Welcome to the neurological training exercise video. So what you'll need here is the troxler, which is this. So it's this image here. So you can have it on an iPhone or on your iPad, on a computer. Then what you do is you stare at the cross, and if your gaze stabilising correctly, the circle that's going around the edge should turn green. If you've got a gaze stability problem, what will happen is it'll take you a while to be able to stare at the cross and then notice the circle turning green. When you can do that, then it's okay to proceed on to the next set of exercises. So the very basic neurological exercise that you'd learn after gaze stability would be a pursuit. So that's the ability to move your eyes left and right, diagonal, up and down, while keeping your gaze locked on the target. So I'm going to use this again, locking my eyes on the cross, keeping my head still, going from side to side. So the count is about 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, hold. 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 In the beginning, when you're learning, you might need to just get comfortable with that, because if you have some issues with the gaze stability, you might find that it's really difficult to have the circle be green. It is going to go clear again, but ideally you want it to be green for as long as possible. So I'd start off with about 10 each way, just to get comfortable with it. But ideally, each one of the neurological exercises needs to be done in a 3-minute set. So for example, I do 3 minutes of pursuits. Once you're comfortable with doing a pursuit left and right, it's now time to add in some other angles, and that means you can extend the length at which you do the exercise for about 3 minutes. So here I'll be looking at my cross here, and then 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, hold. 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 Then another angle. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, hold. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, hold. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, hold. And so on. We have other diagonals, so we'd go down, and then down. And also, of course, we have up and down as well, so that would be up and down. So you probably need to hold your head for this, just to make sure that your head doesn't move. And then you'll build up to do a set of 3 minutes of pursuits. Next we have the vestibulo-ocular reflex, or VOR, which is for training the balance system or vestibular systems. This is a very basic version of it. There are lots of other more difficult variations to do, but we'll start off with this one just to get comfortable with the movement. So I'd have my circles going like this. So I've got this set on night shift. It does make it a bit more difficult to see, so if you have got night shift on your phone, it's better to turn it off. So for a VOR, I want to keep my eyes on the cross and then turn my head back to the cross. And again, the circle going around the edge will fade, but you want to keep it as green as possible. So starting off 10 each way, then to the other side. And we have our up and down. And it's very easy to feel which direction you have a problem in, because you'll find it more difficult to get your circle to go green. Next we have a diagonal, so it'd be nose diagonally down and right, nose diagonally down and left, and then nose up and right, up and left. So my up and left is the worst one. Yours will be different. So if I was doing it here, what I'm trying to do is I want to keep my eyes on my thumb, but you'll be looking at the cross, so it's like this. So obviously that's a little bit boring. It's much more interesting doing it with this. Once you're comfortable with that, then you can start to add in some interesting balances while gaze stabilising as well. Then you add in weights and bands and things on top and see if you can still keep your balance. So here we have a Brock string, so it's some beads on a string. Sometimes there are 2 beads, 3 is much better, but just for the sake of space saving, I've just got the 2 beads on the string. So what you do is you put the string on your nose here and you look at the first bead. If your eyes and your brain are working as they should, you should see 2 strings going in and 2 strings coming out. I would normally have a 3rd bead right at the end here, but we're just going to have 2, as I said. For lots of people there's something called suppression, which means one of the strings looks a bit ghosty, or other people find they can't focus on the bead. The first thing to do here is start to blink, creating a strobe effect, and for lots of people this will encourage you to be able to lock onto the target. So I'm locking onto the red bead now, and now I've got 2 strings going in, 2 going out. So I'm going to jump my eyes to look at the yellow bead. So now I should see 2 strings going in with 2 red beads on them and 2 strings coming out. And again, I'm just blinking just to get a bit of a strobe effect. If there was a 3rd bead after the yellow one, I jump my eyes there, lock onto the target, jump back to the yellow bead, jump back to the red bead. This is just one angle. You can do, well, you should do Brock strings up on this angle, to the side, over to the other side, down. Particularly if you play a ball sport, because you're going to have balls coming from all different angles. Also for fighters as well, because you've got punches and things coming from all angles as well. But in general, you don't want to just get good at the Brock string in this direction. That goes for everyone else, even non-athletes. So you want to have good vision. This is working to make sure both eyes are working together as a team, giving the brain the correct information. You want it to work in all angles, regardless of whether an athlete or not, but particularly if you're an athlete. That lots of people suffer from is a stiff neck, so you can use a Brock string to help with that. So what you do is you test your neck mobility here, and then it's like a very, very, very slow VOR, a micro VOR. So I'm going to look at my bead and then very slowly turn my head looking at my bead, maybe even slower than that. Come back to my neck and go slightly further. And again, with Brock strings, there's lots of things you can add on later once you can do it, and it's really important to get rid of suppression, because when there is suppression, when the both eyes are not working together properly, it does cause a lot of neurological problems, which can be pain, lack of body awareness, slowness, weakness. It's the same for gaze stability. If there's something wrong with the gaze stability, it's going to feed into all other aspects of your vision training, so that's something which needs to get corrected. Also the VOR, which is here, this is a really fundamental visual or neurological skill to have, and then once you've mastered that, then you can start to move on to more difficult neurological exercises if that's where you want to take the program. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.